Oops, we got some problem here. Let me fix this quickly. Ha! Yeah, okay. Thanks for the feedback. You will think that after so many streams, right, I would have figured things out already, but oh well. Anyways, I guess you guys can hear me now. Welcome back to another live stream. Sorry about the mishap. The screen was frozen earlier. It hasn't happened. I think we've had a good streak of about, I think, more than 10 streams. Everything was perfect. No issues with audio or video. And then suddenly, we start with a frozen screen. And then I have to fix the frozen screen. I can't guarantee that the screen will be okay. Hopefully the video stays fine throughout the entire stream. But there's a chance that the screen will be frozen again. I know what the problem is, but I'm also not fixing the problem. I think it's due to the USB connection. The port is not being very good. It's a little bit loose. So if there's any movement to the cable, let's say I accidentally touch the cable, it will definitely be frozen. So yeah, anyways, that problem aside. And then when I try to fix it, I muted the microphone and I forgot to unmute it. So anyway, let me drink some coffee and I'll say hi to people. I'm just glad that you guys are here. Hey, there's like 50 people here watching already. That's crazy. All right. Let's see. Wow, there's a lot of messages here. I will always respond to members first. So if you're a member, your name will be highlighted in green, and then there's a star badge next to your name. All right. But I will go to every single chat. I'll reply to everyone. So just be a little bit patient with me. All right. So after members, then non-members. Dan the Guitar Man says, good morning everyone from rainy Southern California. Hey, how are you? Nice to see you again, Dan. Chris says, hey Robin and all from not so sunny Isle of Wight, South UK. Hey Chris, how are you? Yes, no sound. I just realized. But I guess I fixed it within a minute, right? And Squared says, good morning. Why is Squared chat not coming up? Good morning from Orlando, Florida. Hey, Squared, how are you? Nice to see you. Gregory says, hello everyone from Katy, Texas, US. Video is great, but no audio. Right, now, I guess I fixed it already, right? Yeah, there was an earlier problem. Dan says, hey Robin, do you have any videos with tips for photographing a wedding or another video that will kind of be similar? I don't do weddings anymore these days, or don't do much weddings. I only shot like 3 weddings last year. And about 4 weddings the year before, and I haven't shot a single wedding this year, but it's only March, right? So I'm phasing out from wedding. I used to do a lot of weddings. I easily took like at least 2 to 3 dozen weddings a year, right? When I was not even a full-time photographer yet. I was a weekend warrior. So, but of course I do other photography jobs as well outside of wedding. But I'm trying to phase out from wedding, and that's why when I started my YouTube channel, that was in the year 2019, I was still quite active doing weddings, but it wasn't as active as before. So yeah, I'm not exactly the best person to give advice on wedding photography. I'm not exactly because it's not my main thing that I do, right? It's not my main income for photography. But rule of thumb for weddings is all about communication. You need to know what's going to happen. You need to really communicate with the bride and groom at least before the wedding to really predict what will happen and make sure that you have a good understanding between you and your clients, what they want from you. Because sometimes I think the biggest problem that can happen is the mismatch of expectations. They hire you because they wanted something and you couldn't give them that something. It may not be your fault. It may be their expectations. They just don't match what you can deliver. So sort out all this by having meetings before the wedding. Make sure that they have a good understanding of what you can do as a wedding photographer. Communication is key here. Even throughout the entire wedding day, the actual wedding day, it's all about communication. That's the best advice I can give. All right. Did not do any videos on wedding because, like I said, I don't really do that much weddings anymore. Squad says, there you go. Yep. I hope it stays that way. Dimatis says, good evening, Robin. Oh, hey, how are you? Chris says, okay now, no worries. Yeah, murtabak. Murtabak is kind of like a bread with meat fillings. So we have murtabak ayam with chicken inside, murtabak kambing with lamb inside. We can just stuff things inside. So pretty much it's bread with fillings. Yeah, thanks Gregory for the update. No worries, Squid. Easy mistake to make. Better that it happens live with audience feedback than when you were recording for hours and find out when you edit. But here's the trick, right? So I take short, when I record my YouTube videos, I record short takes. So I don't record continuously for half an hour or an hour. So what I do is I will have points. Let's say that, for example, I want to share 5 tips on how to shoot with OMD camera in low light, right? So introduction will be like 1 minute, then cut. I will review that clip. And then I'll talk about what I'm going to do in that video for 1 minute, what I will do, and maybe some limitations that I have or what gear that I'm using. 1 minute, cut, then review, right? Tip number 1, I will speak continuously for 2 minutes, cut, and I'll review that 2 minutes. So I have blocks of footages, very, very short clips, and I'll review the clip from beginning to the end to make sure that everything is okay, because you don't know, anything can screw up anytime, right? So yeah, so because of that, I review every single take. My recording time just basically double or more or triple because if I screw up, then I have to redo that take, right? And sometimes it takes me more than 10 takes to get one right, and I don't know, I'm not exactly, English is not my native language, so I still struggle sometimes to string a complete sentence. So yeah. Anyways, if you see me do my live recording, you'll be like, oh, Robin, you are quite miserable doing what you're doing. But anyways, that's a separate problem altogether. Serafin says, good morning to you too, Serafin. Jeff says, hey Robin everyone. Hey Jeff, how are you? Very happy to see you. And Trill says, howdy all. Hey Entry, how are you? Very good to see you again. Robert says, good morning Robin and friends from Virginia, US. Hey Robert, how are you? Let me just straighten the microphone a little bit. It's a bit crooked here. Zoltan, how are you, Zoltan? Very happy to see you. Zoltan says, hi, good evening for you, Robin, and greetings for everyone from Maryland. Let's do this. Yes, let's do this. I'll drink to that. Okay. Surfin says, don't chip out on the viewfinder and shutter live on this one like they did on the OM3 for pretty much Micro Four Thirds Pro prizes, and I'll be interested next time. But then again, like, I've never really heard about shutter dying, right? So here's the thing, there are two extremes. So people will say, oh, like these cameras, they may not have the pro rating of like 200, 300,000 actuations, and you're very worried after you've shot like 50,000 clicks or 100,000 clicks, you worry about the shutter is about to die, right? But then again, you can shoot and shoot and shoot for years, and I've been shooting with EM1, EM5 for years, easily. They would have breached 500,000 clicks, and these cameras still continue on working, no problem. But there's also the extreme where some cameras, they promise, oh, this is a pro camera, like EM1X, for example, or, I don't know, OM1. Like they promise, I don't know, 250,000, 350,000 shutter clicks. I don't know, let's see OM1's, OM1 shutter life, right? 400,000 actuations. So let's say they promise OM1 400,000 actuations, right? And I could have a friend who only shot 10,000 clicks and the camera died. Shutter just mechanically failed. Of course, it's covered by warranty, but things like this can happen. So I think the main message here is don't worry about shutter clicks or shutter life. Just shoot. If it dies, it dies. You just get it replaced. You can't do anything about it, because if you keep worrying about the shutter and not wanting to click, that is going to hold you as a photographer back from getting the shots. So the camera or its limitations should not be in the way of you getting the shots and enjoying your photography, right? So that's just don't think too much about the shutter clicks or shutter count limit. Vapagamoka says, good evening, Robin. Let's do this. Yes, let's do this. Thank you so much for the update, Vapagamuka. Thanks, Jerry Hukari, for the update. Yeah. So you have Full HD only. It's not 4K, really. Let's see. Mine is 4K though. I check on, because I have YouTube on, so it's 4K. So is it just Full HD or is it 4K? Yeah. Jeff says, good. Thank you so much, Jeff, for the update. Yumi says, hi, Robin. Hope you are well. Hey, Yumi. Good to see you again. I'm doing okay. A little bit busy. I'll tell you guys what happened to me or what I'm doing recently. A lot of exciting projects running concurrently. A lot of interesting stuff. So can't wait to share with you guys. Jerry says, good afternoon from Finland. We have had alternatively cold and warm weather. Periods. Interesting. Okay, I guess by warm, you're saying like 5 degrees, right? My room is 28 degrees, so that's warm to you. The North American traveler says, good morning from Summerfield, Florida. Hey, how are you? Nice to see you here. Gary says, I have to lose 20 kilos before I visit Malaysia because I'm going to gain it back. Wow, 20 kilos is a lot of weight to lose. Hey, last year, because I'm into lifting, right? So there's the things that we do like bulking and cutting. Basically bulking, we just want to put on as much muscle mass as possible, but as a side effect, you also put on some fat. So when I've put on too much fat, then I'll start my cutting phase where I try to get rid of as much fat as possible. I managed to cut down within 3 or 4 months. I think 4 months. I cut down 18 kilograms. I want to say kilometers. I don't know why. You see, that's a problem, right? When I'm recording. When I want to say one thing, but another thing came out. Like, I want to say kilograms, but I don't know why kilometers just came out. I was like, what was I saying? And I have to like stop the recording and redo the whole sentence. Anyway, I spent about 4 months to lose 18 kilograms, but I've gained my weight back because my friends all told me, like, Robin, you don't look good. You lost too much weight. It's like, I look really, really bad. Anyway, that was just the story of my life. Rippy, how are you? Rippy says, well, just use electronic silent shutter to stop worrying about shutter counts. But then again, even today, unless it's a global shutter, even today on the OM1 or OM Mark II, there's a chance of it to capture flickers if you're shooting in artificial light. That's one problem. And also there's a chance of rolling shutter. It's a little bit better than EM1 Mark II or EM1 Mark III, but chances of getting J-Lo effect, rolling shutter, also limitations using flash, getting the flicker or the banding when you're shooting in a flickering light situation. Yeah, those are the issues of using silent shutter, right? Yeah. Oh yes, definitely. I think we the reason why I'm this size is because of the food, right? Hey Andrew, how are you? Andrew, tips on wedding photography. I always have backups. Yeah, not only backups, right? Andrew, always have backups to backups. Yeah, that's what I always try to do. And it has, like, just want to tell a story that happened a long time ago. I had a job in Australia, so I was shooting a wedding in Perth, Australia. I had all the backups that I can carry, right? I have to carry 2 cameras, multiple lenses, even have 2 flashes, all the batteries and memory cards. I have all the backups that I need. But my second shooter that I brought along only had 1 camera, which was a Nikon D7000. This was way before mirrorless, way before EM1 or EM5 time, right? And he just bought the camera, D7000, by the way. He only had it for like a few months, like 2 or 3 months. This is the case where I mentioned earlier about shutter count. I don't think he had more than 10,000 clicks. The most 5,000 clicks. He only used it for 1 or 2 jobs, maybe there was the second job they was shooting, right? So it's definitely less than 10,000 clicks. And the camera died, like literally died. The shutter mechanism failed the first thing in the morning. So that was a nightmare. But thankfully, I was still quite well connected in Australia. I just called up a few friends. Some of them had DSLR, so we can use. So my friend just continued shooting. So all the problems, nothing serious happened. But what I can tell you, yes, cameras, lenses, anything, they can die. What Andrew said is very, very, very important. Have a backup. So I actually told that friend, hey, you know, like maybe if you come for an important job like this, you're far away from home, maybe you should have a backup. He did not take that advice very well. And we do not speak to each other ever again. I was like, I thought that was a valid advice, right? You are shooting under me. That was my job. And your camera died. Thankfully, the client didn't react, right? And yeah, you know, like this is what Andrew said, have backup. And that reminded me of that story, right? Yes, Andrew was right. You need backup, right? So anyway, long story short, backup is very important. Jeff says, your hat is the best. Are we watching your Ini or Alti? Ha! This is Robin W. Anyway, I'm very obsessed with Severance. I don't know if any of you are watching Severance on Apple TV. I don't know, hey, the show is so good. Oh my goodness, I'm like at the edge of my seat every time I'm watching Severance. And yeah, and I just found out, anyway, I'm just gonna come out of topic for a while. I just found out that the building that they filmed Severance in, is the Bell Labs or Bell Works. It was in New Jersey. My goodness, it's a real place, and that place has won. I mean, the real life, not the fiction. The Bell Works or Bell Labs, they have won 11 Nobel Prizes, and they've invented like transistors, fiber optics, the programming language C and C++. And my goodness, they're so accomplished throughout the years, and they even invented CCD image sensor for like the photography imaging cameras, right? CCD sensors were made in that lab. So like the fact that the whole TV show was filmed in that location just makes it even more believable that they can create something like, you know, the Severance procedure. And anyway, if you didn't watch the TV show, you wouldn't know what I'm talking about. I'm just geeking out here. A new episode is dropping tomorrow, so I can't wait. So yeah, if you guys want to know things that I'm obsessed about, yes, Lumen. Khalilo says, Murtabak gang, yes, gang Murtabak. I want to have Murtabak for dinner. Anastas says, hi Robin, PanF Mark II for the win. Yes, I know, right? We're going to dive into the topic very, very, very soon. I just want to say hi to a few more people, and then we'll jump right into the things that we normally do. Gary says, invented transistors, also Unix, the programming language, right? It's like crazy, like my goodness. Jeff, you're too kind. My English is okay. I think people can understand me, but I can't go very high level. There is a limit of what I can do, but it's a work in progress, right? So I try my best to improve my writing, my speaking. Like if you compare the way I speak now versus my first year of doing YouTube, it's like a huge difference, right? So yeah, so it's a process, right? I'm not in a rush. Barry says, hi Robin everyone from a rather chilly Swindon, UK. Hey Barry, how are you? Nice to see you here. Zoltan says, picture sound great 100% and my smart TV indicate, yeah, 2160p, right, for the video quality. Thank you so much. All right, I'm going to stop here at Zoltan's comment, and I want to update you guys on what I've been doing. Last Monday, as usual, I released a new video. It is on this Nisi. It's a sponsored video, by the way. It's by Nisi, and it's about a magnetic filter. So the magnetic filter comes with this carrying case. It's hardcover, so you can see that it's pretty much, it protects everything that you carry inside. Inside the case, you can open up like this, and we have a lot of slots for like the magnetic attachments as well as the ND filters. So the filter kit, right? So I have the landscape filter kit, which includes 3 ND filters and 1 circular polarizer. So all of them can be stacked here with 2 metal covers, front and back. Right? So if I remove this cover, you can see that's the filter there. Okay, and remove the other cover, you can see the filter is here. All right. 3 ND filters. There's ND8, ND64, and ND1000. And then there's a CPL as well, circular polarizer. And the cool thing is you can just carry like this, all this filter, and you can put it inside the carrying case. It's such a small case. It's well protected, slot it in, and you can carry it with you everywhere. So it's easy storage, easy management, easy to carry. And the filters are color-coded as well. Blue is for ND filters, and the gray or silver is for circular polarizer. To use it, it's very simple. If you're, I'm just gonna take this out now. All right. So just a quick demonstration. So I use it on my Olympus 12-40 because that's an excellent lens. It's wide enough and it's versatile for landscape photography. So this is my 12-40. I actually tested it on my OM1, but I can't show you my OM1 now because the OM1 is my streaming camera. So I have the 12-40 attached to my Olympus EM1 Mark II, which is still my workhorse camera anyway. So you will have this magnetic filter base attached already, right? So ready to go. So let's say you take this camera lens out from the back, and then you take the filter out from the other pouch. Let's say that I want to attach, what is this? ND1000. All right, so you remove it from here, okay? And all you have to do, very easy, is just, you see this is the front of the lens with the magnetic base attached. All you have to do is just snap. Done. There you go. If you want to take it out, just remove it easily. So snap on, snap off, snap on, snap off. And it seems like, oh, it's magnetic, right? It's not very secure. You can just force it off. It can come off accidentally and fall to the ground, right? So there's a secure locking mechanism. If you look at the back, I don't know if you can see this. I need to hide my face. There is a line, or there is the white line somewhere here. If I can see the white line here. Now the focus is not really working, doesn't really matter. All you have to do is just align the handle to the white line, like this, and then it's definitely securely attached. You can see I'm holding the camera and the lens by the filter. It's locked. You can't remove the filter, right? So you can easily lock it. You can unlock it easily, no problem. Unlock it is just remove the handle away from the line. Lock it is just turn the handle and align it with that white line at the base, and the filter is locked. And the cool thing is that you can stack multiple filters. So let's say that I want to stack with a polarizer, right? So I just remove the polarizer now from the stack, and then I just, again, it's very easy, just snap on. See, snap on. And I can lock all of them together, all the filters together, by aligning the handle all together. And then again, it's locked. And I can remove I can remove all of them together, like 2 filters together, easily. Or I can remove just one filter at a time. And Nisi claimed that these jet matte filters, you can stack up to 2 filters with no vignetting. And I've tested extensively, based on my own tests, all the filters, the 4 filters that I have, ND8, ND64, ND1000, and circular polarizer. Very minimal color shift. There is some, if you really pixel peep, there is some color shift, but very minimal. And if I compare images taken with and without filter, side by side, I don't see any loss in terms of details or sharpness or image quality. The contrast, detail, sharpness is exactly the same as with or without filter. And that's really impressive because as you add a glass in front of the lens, you cut some light, there'll be some loss of image quality. But in this case, if there is, I can't see it. It's negligible. So I think this is quite a good solution to manage multiple filters if you use ND filters a lot. For example, you want to use ND1000, you want to stack it on ND64 to get about 16 stops of ND neutral density, right? To really cut the light and go like super long exposure. You want to go 10, 20 seconds exposure during the daytime. Then you can use this filter. Then, of course, there's a circular polarizer, which is very useful in my jobs, in my photography jobs. I do use circular polarizers. One of my recent jobs is I'm shooting paintings in an art gallery. Why did I say art pieces? So the paintings are behind glass, right? So glass panels, and these glass panels, they are reflective. So to cut reflection, to make sure that I can shoot through the glass properly and capture all the details of the painting, I need to use a circular polarizer. Yeah, that's where the filters are important to create certain effects. If you need it, you need it. you just can't say that it's not important. If you don't need it, you don't need it, right? So for me, I do need circular polarizers for my job, so I'm very thankful to have this magnetic filter that I can use very, very easily. I can attach, snap on, snap off magnetically. I can lock it if I want to. I can remove one by one. I can stack without worrying about vignetting or losing image quality. Now, the video is out on Monday, so please check it out. I'm just going to share a few more photographs. I'm just going to put this down here. Just going to share a few photographs that I've taken from that particular shoot. Yeah, so this is at KL Bird Park. So I went there to shoot with another product that I have. And that product has been... I'm going to talk about that product on some other day. So I'm not going to talk about that product today. So currently I'm working on several projects together. So they have a man-made fake waterfall there. So this is a good place to shoot with the Jetmac Pro ND filter and test whether there's color shift, whether it's sharp or there's any loss of details. So this was a place where I put this to practical use, right? And I gotta say, really, if I zoom in and everything, I don't see any loss of details whatsoever. And this is 10 stops ND. I know a lot of people will say, but Robin, you know, the OM1 and the OM1 Mark II has built-in live ND feature. Why don't you use that? Sure, I can. But the ND, live ND on the OM1 is limited to ND64. And the live ND feature that is in OM1 Mark II is limited to ND128, right, 128. And for these particular shots that I'm showing you, I was using ND1000. Right, 10 stops ND. So whatever the camera can do, there's still some limitations. So one limitation is that it's only stuck at ND128, so I need ND1000 for this. And then if I use this physical filter, this magnetic filter from Jetmac Pro or Nisi, I can use this to shoot video as well. The live ND feature, I can't use it to shoot video. And there's another thing is that, for example, if I were to use flash and I'm shooting with f1.2 lenses in bright sunlight and I want to shoot wide open f1.2 where the shutter speed about 1 over, I don't know, 32,000 is not enough. You use silent shutter, right? This is where ND filter can come in really handy to cut the light and allow you to use the f1.2 lenses with fast shutter speeds. With the live ND, your shutter speed has to be constantly at very, very slow shutter speeds. It is to facilitate the composite mode. Technically, live ND works very similarly to live composite. It's a composite of shorter shutter modes to prevent overexposure. Right, so you cannot shoot like 1 over 1000, 1 over 2000 second, right? So if I want to use ND filters on fast lenses f1.2, I can't do that with the live ND. I can't use the live ND with flash as well. So there's so many limitations, right? I can't use it with flash. I can't use it with f1.2 lenses. I can't for use shutter speeds limitations, right? I can't shoot video and it's stuck at ND64 or 128, which is barely enough for me to get the effects that I want. So this particular shot was taken with ND1000 and I barely get about 2 seconds exposure and it's still slightly overexposed. I have to bring it down during post-processing. And the reason why I want 2 seconds is to get that silky smooth effect. I tried about half a second or a quarter of a second. I couldn't get that effect because if I can use half a second or quarter of a second, I can use live ND, but the effect is just not the same. To get this silky smooth, this very, very nice, dreamy, very, very cool effect, I really need the ND1000 filter. There's no substitute because this was taken during a hot, sunny day. So the sunlight was very, very strong. So it's really easily getting overexposed. Even this particular shot was taken at 2 seconds handheld. Of course, the image stabilization is amazing. Single shot, no live ND use, but also ND1000, right? And there's the duck there at the top, staying very still for 2 seconds for me. I tried more than 10 shots. All the shots, the duck was blur. This was the only shot that the duck stayed still. So I was very lucky to have just one shot with the duck staying still. So yeah, this is the Jetmac ND filter. Right, I'm just going to cycle through the images again. I managed to get this with the ND1000. I also tested the CPL already. It's amazing. Right, so if you want to check out my review of this Jetmac Pro, or how do you attach snap on, snap off, right? The magnetic thing, snap off, snap on, and then how do you lock it? Or I want to remove individually, also you can do that, right? Or you want to remove all together. So it's just very easy, right? So just remove one, And then I can remove one more. I can just attach one, lock, right? So you see, it's just, rather than you keep screwing and screwing and screwing and screwing and screwing, right? Like no tomorrow, and then able to stack multiple filters is just very, 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 very cumbersome. And then the cool thing is you do have a storage system where I'm just going to show you now because I want to store the magnetic filter now. And the storage system, you can, again, because all the filters are magnetic, you can stack the filters together like so. So I stack all the filters nicely here. Wait. I think I stacked it the wrong way. Yeah, I stacked it correctly now. All right. And they also come with this metal protective cover for protection so that you don't scratch your filters when you're transporting them inside the carrying bag. Just going to show you. I'll just put it back so I don't lose anything. I just want to keep everything organized. Nice small pouch with very hard protective layer outside to protect whatever that's inside. It's easy to carry, very small, very, very good to organize everything. Keep everything neat and organized, right? So yeah, that's Jetmac Pro. Check out the video on Monday. All right, so what else I'm doing? I'm doing a few things. Currently, I've talked about this last week. I'm still testing the Tamron 90 f2.8 macro lens. This lens is on loan from Futuromic. Futuromic is the main distributor for Nikon in Malaysia. They're the official distributor and the sole distributor of Nikon in Malaysia. They also distribute other brands like Samyang, Tamron, as well as SanDisk, and Ricoh Pentax as well is also under Futuromic. So they are very generous to say, hey Robin, do you want to try our macro lens? We have the new Tamron 90 f2.8, which is an excellent lens. Just take the lens, you can have it for several weeks, do whatever you want, no strings attached. If you have nice photos, please share with us. So I'm in the midst of getting the nice photos for them to use, right? Yeah, they didn't ask for anything in return, which is really nice. I think, yeah, I do want to try my best to get nice photos. I've taken some photographs. I'm still in the midst of getting more photographs. I'll share some of the photographs that I have taken with this Tamron later in the second half of this live stream. So stay tuned for that. Okay. Besides the Tamron lens, today is Thursday, right? On Tuesday, was it on Tuesday? Yeah, on Tuesday, I went to collect the OM3. So this is not my camera. This is again from on loan from OM System Malaysia. So OM System Malaysia is very, very kind to loan me this OM3 for me to just play with it and do content or do whatever I want with it, right? So technically, there's no OM Digital Solutions in Malaysia. Technically, the distributor is under YL, but they create a sub-company called OMD World Imaging to manage the Olympus and OM System products. They don't have official representation anymore, but my relationship with a YL camera and the people at the company, the OM System Malaysia, is actually very, very good. So they came to me and said, hey, Robin, we have the OM3 now. Please do whatever you want with it. So I have the OM3, and this is the new, I don't know if you can see this. I'm just going to bring it up. This is the new 25. Please come in focus. 25 f1.8 Mark II. So I have this new lens, the new 25 f1.8, as well as the OM3. I don't plan to do a review on the camera because there are so many reviews out there already. And at this point of my life, I feel that even if I do a review, it's not going to be worth my time because everyone's just going to pick my review apart and say, hey, Robin, oh, wow, you know, when you were ambassador, you were saying all the nice things, and now you're no longer ambassador, you're saying all the horrible things. But the truth is, I never held back. Even when I was an ambassador, I always tell the truth. I've always been honest. If there's something wrong or something I don't like, or if I find any fault or mistakes or weaknesses or problems, I will always report as honestly as I can from the start. Until now, I never hold back. All right, people. Anyway, there was an incident where yesterday someone accused me of saying about the live ND. Right, say, hey Robin, you know, like live ND in the camera is good enough for most people, or for a lot of people, including myself, including him. He said, if you are still an Olympus visionary or Olympus ambassador, you would have said things very differently. So I was actually quite pissed, because I did a video on live ND 5 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years. It was on the EM1 Mark III. And at that time, I was an Olympus visionary. I pulled out the video and I confronted that particular person. I threw it at him and said, hey, look, this is a video that I did 5 years ago. I said the exact same things that I've said today or like in the past few days. all the limitations of the live ND, including the I can't go to ND1000, I can't use Flash with it, I can't shoot video with it. I have mentioned them 100% in that video. So you're saying that, oh, if I was a visionary, I would have said different things. No. When I was a visionary, I actually cautioned everyone saying that, hey, like this live ND feature is a computational trick. It is not a miracle solution. You cannot replace a physical ND with live ND. In a lot of situations, like you want to use Flash, you want to shoot video, you can't use live ND. I've said that 5 years ago. Even when I was an Olympus visionary, I did not hold back. I was 100% honest. You can check out the video. I only have one video on live ND, right? I did not hold back even a single bit. I was being 100% transparent, 100% honest. I shared everything that I know, and I caution people saying that you cannot replace physical ND filters, at least not yet. And I was accused of, like if you're no longer a visionary, right? If you are still a visionary, then you will say things differently. No, I said exactly the same thing. So anyway, I confronted that person and he came back to me with more attacks, which was all unfounded. Anyway, he has no evidence, he has no proof, right? He just say things, oh, Robin, you are this, you are that, you are this. And then he has no evidence at all. I'm like, okay, screw you. I'm moving on. I've proven my credibility is intact. I did not backtrack now that I'm no longer an ambassador. I did not say anything differently. When I was ambassador, I said one thing. Now that I'm no longer ambassador, I'm still saying the exact same thing. And to me, that's very, very, very important. Consistency and my credibility. You attack my credibility? No, I will attack back. I will defend myself and I will come and bite you back. I mean, it's fine that you can say that my photograph sucks. You can say that, oh, Robin doesn't know how to use the camera. You can say that my review sucks. You can say that, oh, you can't trust Robin, blah, blah, blah. Robin is this, Robin is that. Robin takes horrible street photography. Robin doesn't know how to do street photography. That's fine. You can do all that, right? You can say that, oh, Robin is an ugly looking person, or Robin has horrible voice, whatever. A lot of things have been said about me. That's fine. But if you attack my credibility, I worked so hard over the years. I put so much of my soul, my heart and soul and my sweat into all my work. If you attack that, I will bite back. You better have evidence if you want to attack me. So anyway, that aside, I have one more thing that I'm working on. I just unboxed this. I should have unboxed it live, hey. But anyway, the one I'll shoot tomorrow is this. So Brighting Star sent me a 50 f/0.95 lens. So I'm just gonna remove the back cover to show you how. Look at the glass, all that glass. So I had a very positive experience with Brighting Star. I reviewed the 35 f/0.95 before and said that was the sharpest f/0.95 manual lens ever that I've ever used, right? So now that they asked, hey Robin, we have a new 50 f/0.95 4 micro four thirds. Are you interested to try? So I said yes. So I just unboxed this. I haven't put it on the camera and tried shooting with it yet. Tomorrow I have a shoot arranged. So this is the 50 f/0.95. I intend to shoot some portraits with this lens. I'll talk about this lens in one of my coming videos. So that's one of the things that I'm working on now. I'm also contacted by another lens maker about a product that is not launched yet. So I will not talk about what product that is. It's because it's still a secret. So currently I'm working on the Tamron macro lens. I'm working on the OM3 and the 25. I'm working on this Brighting Star lens. The Brighting Star is 50 f/0.95, and another lens that is coming is not here yet. And I need to complete all this within the next 2 weeks, right? Because deadlines. I need to finish everything. I think the Tamron macro lens is almost there. I just need 1 or 2 more outings. The OM3, I'm gonna work it up throughout this entire next few days until next week. Else, hopefully I can film my videos next week, and then followed by the Brighting Star and the other lens. So I have 2 weeks to work on these 4 different projects. So I'm very, very, very busy. Let me put things away for a little bit so things don't get cluttered. So yeah, I'm really excited to bring this OM3 out though. Just now I was talking halfway, so I don't really want to do a review for the OM3, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the camera for its intended purpose, to take photographs. As a photographer, what do you do with a camera? You go out and shoot, right? So I intend to shoot images with the OM3, use it as how I would use the camera if it's mine, to do some portraits, to do some night photography, to do some street photography. Maybe, I don't know, if I want to do macro, I'll decide what I want to do. So basically what I want to do is I will shoot with the camera and then I will share my experience using the camera, what I like and dislike, and of course with plenty of sample photographs. I think that format will work better than doing a full-on review, because I don't have time to do full reviews anymore on top of the jobs that I'm shooting and all the other projects that I have now. I really don't have have time to just do a single project for the next 1 or 2 weeks. I can't commit that much time to just one camera. And it's not even a new camera anymore now. Everyone has it already, those who have bought it. And there are like millions of reviews out there already. I don't think I can do any better than anyone out there. So yeah, but I do want to use the camera as a photographer. I'm curious about it. I love all cameras. Like I said, I don't hate any camera. I want to use the OM3. It's so beautiful. It's so sexy. I love the design. Andrew was here, Andrew that commented earlier about giving the advice on, for wedding photographers, you have to have backup, right? So I was shooting with Andrew this morning. So we were out on the streets doing some street photography. So yeah, I was using the OM3. So Andrew saw me this morning. So it was a fun morning. I hope Andrew had fun as well. So yeah, I'm going to drink some coffee. And yeah, I'm going to get back to the chat. Coffee is life. Okay. Before I get back to the chat, let me remind everyone that I have enabled membership on this channel. You can join as a member to support me with just the price of a cup of coffee. Then you get some really cool perks. You get early access to all my videos. You get to see my videos 24 hours before everyone else. You can come into the members only live streams that's happening once a month. So for this month, the members only live stream will be next week, right? So you get to interact with me a little bit more intimately than this compared to this public live streams. Then if you have any comments in my new or old videos, I'll prioritize my replies to your comments first before everyone else. Same on this live stream, I will prioritize my responses to your chats first before non-members. And I've taken down a few old videos that were not performing well. These videos include tips and tricks on composition, black and white photography, how to get sharp images, doing macro, and a lot of POV street photography where I show you what happens in front and around me before I click my shutter button, how I compose my shots, right? I've taken these videos down because, not only because they're not doing well, I don't want them to affect the algorithm. I want YouTube to continue to push my newer videos to a wider audience. If you join as a member, you'll have full access to all these videos. And yeah, if you don't want to join as a member, there are other ways to support me. You can use the super chat. Thank you so much. I'm going to read out the super chat. Malkas says, greetings from snowy Swiss Alps. Ski in the morning and watch Robin's live in the afternoon. Thank you so much. You can send super chat through this live chat. Thank you so much, Malkas, for the support. Really appreciate it. Besides super chat, there are also other ways to support me. You can buy me a cup of coffee using this link, or you can contribute directly to my PayPal, or you can buy from my affiliate links on Amazon and B&H. All the links are in the description below, so any support is greatly appreciated. Because I do, the videos that I make, they cost time, energy, and some funds as well, right? I need to some places will have entrance fees, some travel costs. It incurs some costs. So I use my own funds to do my videos. So your contribution will go straight to those funds. It will enable me to do even more videos and share even more tips and tricks and new photographs with you guys. And I do want to share more with you guys. So for those of you who have contributed, who have supported me, thank you so much. I really appreciate you. You have no idea how thankful I am to you. I always say, without you guys, there's no Robin Wong. So thank you so much. All right, let's get back to the chat. And as usual, I will reply to members first. Yeah, if you're a member, I'll reply to you. If you're not a member, please be a little bit patient and I will get to you as soon as I can. Gary says, Robin's English is excellent because he thinks about what he's saying. No, I think about what I want to say, but sometimes the things that came flying out of my mouth is totally different. I was like, oh my goodness, why did I say that? So anyway, it's just, maybe it's a Robin Wong problem, right? Not really a common problem. Tomato says, Nisi makes great products, but with smart concepts. I usually plug off all my cheaper magnetic filters when I only want to change one. Yeah, I know right here you can just remove one individually. So it's very, very easy. Gary says, is it feasible to attach the Nisi filter system to the smaller Micro Four Thirds primes? Currently, they don't have attachments that's smaller than 62mm filter, but Nisi says in the future, they're going to release more attachments, more compatibility for the smaller prime lenses. So currently, if you're using prime lenses, Nisi is not the best solution for you. If you're using larger lenses, 62mm and larger, then you can consider the Nisi system. So this Pro lens, Olympus 2-40, is actually 62mm the filter thread. So this is perfect with this Nisi attachment, right? Okay. Gary says, I do not care how it looks. Meanwhile, in the back room, OIM System should also work on an innovative, reasonably priced entry camera to draw new users in and hook them. Flagship cameras grow tiresome. Yeah, I know, right? We can't just pay $2,000 for every single camera that we buy, right? We need something cheaper. Even professional photographers or people who have already owned a few flagship cameras would want some cheaper cameras to just bring around and don't worry about being robbed or something, right? Or being snatched, right? So yeah, you can't just carry all the expensive cameras all the time. Gary says, OIM System must have a lot of confidence in the OIM3 to turn Robin Wong loose on it. Good for them. So this doesn't come from OIM System directly. I don't think OIM System has anything to do with me getting this OIM3. Like I said, OIM System does not exist in Malaysia anymore. OIM Digital Solutions, the official representation, does not exist in Malaysia. Olympus exited the Malaysia in 2020. Yeah, end of 2020. So what happens now is that Olympus and OIM Digital Solutions, they fall under the distributor YL Camera. YL Camera is one of the largest camera retailers in Malaysia. So they're taking over the distribution for Olympus and OIM System. And they create a company, OIM System Malaysia, to handle all this. So technically I'm dealing with YL Camera, or the people at OIM System Malaysia. And I've always had good working relationship with all these people. Same with Nikon Malaysia. Nikon Malaysia also exited. They exited 1 month before Olympus did in 2020. And after they exited the business, the distribution of Nikon falls under Futuromic Malaysia, another distributor in Malaysia. So yeah. Yes, Robin needs a lot of coffee, tomato. Gary says, I do not know how computational ND is implemented, but the physical ND filter will preserve the camera's dynamic range. Dynamic range is not affected with the live ND. So live ND, think of, are you familiar with live composite, Gregory? It works exactly the same with live composite. Right? So what the camera does is that, let's say you take 1 second exposure, right? Instead of taking 1 full second, the camera will take, let's say 0.2 seconds, will take about 60 seconds, right? 60 seconds is 1 sec. Sorry, it's not 1 second. 1 minute. Sorry, 1 minute. What was I thinking? 1 minute. So let's say you want to take 1 minute exposure. So 60 seconds, right? So in that 60 seconds, they break it out to 10 seconds, 10 seconds, 10 seconds, 10 seconds, right? So you take 6 photographs of 10 seconds. That's how it works. So if it's 1 second, then maybe it's 0.2 seconds and take multiple shots. So this way it doesn't get overexposed. But it blends all the short bursts of images together. It adds on the additive effects to create the smooth effect from one photo to another. That's why it's like a composite effect, much like live composite. So think of it that way. That's how the live ND feature works, right? Yeah. I talk about this. So if you want to find out more, you can see my video. Let me find the video for you. I made a video to talk about it. Let's see, Robin Wong live ND. I only have one video on that. So if you want to check this out, all right. Let's share this. Live ND. So Gregory, I made the video here. You can check this video out. It was made 4 years ago. So there you go. Okay. Grace says, phew, I was getting worried that Robin had not consumed any coffee. Don't worry. I forgot. Okay, well, camera must have confidence in the OM3. And I will pour, not coffee, not hot coffee, but water on the camera. Coffee is just being too mean, right? Yumi says, the pen is mightier than the sword. Of course. Parinya says, I'm not sure if OIM would release Pen F Mark II. That will be OIM3 position, but a cheap entry pen is very possible, and they are lacking a proper entry-level camera right now, as there's still no OM10 II. Yeah. I would want to see an OM10 though. That would be great, right? The EM10 Mark IV replacement. I think it's about time. Mole says, hi Robin, I'm watching from Japan. Hey, how are you? Nice to see you here. Jeff says, I'll meet you there. Meet me where? Meet me in Lumen? All right, let's go to Lumen and work for Lumen, right? My INI will be Robin W. My goodness. I'm just so excited for Severance. Only 2 episodes left, right, this season. DK Travel says, "Hey Robin from Japan, I love your videos. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Thanks for dropping by." Sixter says, "Robin, Bell Labs also instrumental in invention of lasers." Yes, lasers as well, right? It's like the list of inventions and innovations and contributions to the scientific community is just endless, right? And they dabble in everything, especially communications, shortwave communication, and everything. It's just insane, right? Yeah. Lenny the Land says, "Hi Robin, hope you are good. I'm doing quite well, thank you so much. Watching from the sunny UK and drinking my coffee. Great to join the live stream. Cheers. Thank you so much. Nice to see you here." Sisman says, "Hello from Poland. Hey Sisman, how are you?" Still says, "Robin and Claude Shannon was at Bell Labs when he invented information theory, which is fundamental to all digital computation, including those in modern cameras." I know, right? That's just crazy. Yes, it's magnetic. Yeah, this filter is magnetic. It's JetMag Pro. So my latest video, if you haven't checked it out, I'm just gonna bring it out again. Sorry, I can't pronounce your name. Dongochu? Robin 1 JetMag Pro. So it's my video that I made just a few days ago. So it's this one. So let me just bring up the video. Copy. JetMag Pro. So there you go. Don't go chew. Check out the video if you have not done so. There it is. All right. I think I'll pin this comment if I can. Let me try to pin it. Pin message. So that those who want to check out the video, you can check it out. Okay. Let's get to the next message. Lenny the Land says, "OM Systems should concentrate on the next flagship camera that leaps the current technology. Wet hands-on with the OM3. Great camera and should fill the hole for the need of the Pen F Mark II for now." Okay. Sisman says, "I'm using SDS clip filters over sensor." Over sensor? Wow, so meaning that the filter is put inside the sensor? I don't want to do that. That's very dangerous, right? I don't want to touch the sensor though. It's very sensitive. Like, I can imagine all kinds of possible disasters happening, right? Like, when you're putting things on the sensor. That's scary. System says, "Could you show this OM3 compared to some Pen Mini or any Pen series camera? How size compares?" I can. Let me just grab EPM2. Just be right back. Okay, I am back with two cameras. Let's find a camera. Okay, I'm back. Okay, so this is the EPM2. Okay. With the 17 f1.8, and this is the OM3. So putting them side by side, if you can see them. This way. Right. Of course it's not a small camera, right? I don't expect it to be a small camera. Let's compare it with the EM1 Mark II. But of course I can't use a big lens on it. It's not fair, right? Okay. So this is the EM1 Mark II. Let me just use the smaller camera. Wow, it's actually as heavy as EM1 Mark II. I just realized that. Right? EM1 Mark II and then the OM3. Side by side. About the same size as the EM1 Mark II, if you ask me. Just the EM1 II has this grip. This is flat at the side, but other than that, the height, the length, the thickness, minus the grip is about the same, right? Okay, last comparison with the GM1. This is the smallest interchangeable lens camera in history. It is smaller than Pentax Q, right? This is GM1, okay. Sorry, why am I holding the EM1 Mark II? I need more coffee, guys. I need more coffee. So yeah, there you go. Yeah. See if I can bring this down. Yeah. I hope that helps. Sisman. Yep. Just gonna put the camera aside. Make sure I don't drop anything. Just keep them organized. And yeah, just cover this. Okay. Chew for what? I don't understand. Zoltan says, "You're ambitious and smart person, Robin, and you're a great photographer and content creator. You're my favorite YouTube personality, and nobody can do it as enthusiastically like you, Robin." Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I want to try my best to... I think there are a few things that are important to me. Photography, of course, is important to me, right? I hope that I create good work. I don't aim to win competitions. I'm not joining National Geographic photographers, or I don't intend to do like exhibitions or be known as a legendary photographer. That's not my aim. But I do want to enjoy doing photography the way I do it. And if other people like it, it's a bonus. I don't mind if people don't like my photography. That's perfectly fine. But if they do, it's an extra, right? It motivates me to do more. But what I want to do is to encourage people to pick up photography and have fun, because I enjoy it so much. So while I'm sharing about photography, whether it's tips and tricks on using cameras or composition or general philosophy on photography, or how to get better shots or how to become a better photographer, right? A very important thing to me is consistency, because I don't want to be the kind of person that I say one thing today and tomorrow I'll say another thing that contradicts myself. And this is also very important for camera reviews or anything that I say in general, right? Let's say if I was a visionary, I say one thing. Oh, Olympus is like the best camera ever. I never said that, of course. So imagine if I quit being an ambassador and say, oh, Sony is the best, Olympus is no longer the best. Then you see how that can be a problem. And if I don't have that credibility, what am I doing here? You get what I mean? Like, I'm only here because people believe what I say. People trust that I'm being honest, and there's something that I can deliver or share that can be useful and meaningful for people. If I lose my credibility, all this just goes down to the drain, right? It doesn't make sense anymore for me to continue doing what I'm doing. So credibility is very, very, very important to me. Like, that's why I never said like, oh, Micro Four Thirds is the best ever. Oh, Olympus is the best. I never said full frame sucks. If you go back to all the videos that I've made, I always said there are limitations to Micro Four Thirds, but all things considered, I still choose Micro Four Thirds as my main system because of several things that I really love about it. I never said it's better than anyone else. I never said bad things about any system. I never said Fuji sucks, Sony sucks. No, I never said, oh, full frame camera is the enemy. I never do things like that. I was always being very, very, very careful, because as a photographer, you should not hate any brands or any systems. You shouldn't have any cultish behavior. Yes, you have your preferences, you have your choices, you have things that you like and dislike. We're all humans. That's just normal. But, I have to be very, very careful to say that, hey, as a photographer, hey, I should love all brands, right? I should love all cameras. Yeah. So there you go. Being consistent is the key, right? Edward says, "Hi Robin, I've just arrived in KL after spending 2 months in Thailand. The OM3 looks good. I would like to have it on hand and feel if I get in love or not." Yeah, go to any one of the camera retail stores in Kuala Lumpur. YL Camera is one of them. You can easily check it out. They have the camera in demo. So the best thing is to have the camera in your hand. And YL Camera has several branches or outlets all over the city, right? In Pudu Plaza, Lau Yat Plaza, where else? In PGA 33. So yeah, you can check out the camera at the store. Idra says, "If you organize a phototherapy street session, I'll be happy to join it and meet you." Currently, I don't have time to open up to people that I don't know yet, because my timetable is very, very tight. So in between the jobs that I'm shooting, I shoot jobs for clients, and the projects that I'm doing now, right? I just mentioned something is wrong. Be right back. Let me fix something very, very quick. Be right back. Something is not right. Okay, I'm back, and I hope the problem is fixed. Oh, tonight it's just a series of problems over and over and over again. So I saw the camera battery blinking red. That was not supposed to happen because I have the USB-C cable plugged in for power delivery. So I don't know what happened. It means that when I started the camera, the stream earlier until now, it wasn't charging. Right, but now it says that it's charging. It's no longer blinking red. So I hope that fixes the problem. So anyway, like I said earlier, Eduard, I'm currently very, very busy. I don't have open slots to meet people. And I'm busy with the 4 projects that I'm talking about, right? The OM3, the Brighting Star 50 f0.95, the Tamron macro lens, and another lens that's arriving very, very soon. So yeah, I have to finish all this within the next 2 weeks. So my time is very, very, very tight. So I'm very, very sorry. Slam says, "Hey Robin, tuning in late to the show, listening while operating on a tiny disassembled optics of a Digicam." Wow, okay, that sounds like a fun project. You have the capability to open up the optics or parts of the camera and fix it, right? That's so cool. Yeah. Zodan says, "Yes, sir, and your time is also worth every penny. Thank you so much. Appreciate that." Slam says, "Truly, all we need is just an EP8 or an EP7C with the damn thing finally having USB-C." I can't believe they still use that micro USB in some of their products, right? It's just ridiculous. Hey, Santix, how are you? Nice to see you here, Santix. Yes, I think a Pen F Mark II is on the way, and anyway, time will tell. Yes, only time will tell. Yeah, let's talk about the Pen F, hey, because I haven't dived into the topic yet. There's not much to talk about because Pen F Mark II doesn't exist yet. But we all want the Pen F to happen, right? One way or another. And Pen F is not exactly a very successful project for Olympus back then in terms of sales. I don't think it met expectations. That's why the project was scrapped. And now that it seems like there's a demand for it after the Pen F has gotten like a cult following, but still OIM system did not exactly give us a Pen F Mark II, and they admitted that in the recent interviews, the OIM3 was made from scratch. It was an OIM Digital Solutions design. This was not a leftover project from Olympus that was brought over to OIM system. No, this was designed from ground up, from zero, right? So you see, they have a chance 4 years ago to create a Pen F Mark II, but they did not. They chose to do OM3. So it seemed like, they're giving up on Pen F. It seemed like, okay, you want Pen F, we give you something similar, but not quite. This is what we want to give you, OM3. This is our answer to your request for Pen F Mark II. Something that is very retro classic, something that looks really good, and yet it is more in line with our philosophies now with the OM1, OM5, and now we give you an OM3, right? The DNA of the current lineup of cameras. But then there's another interview by Phototrend at CP Plus, which is a large trade camera show happening now. And in that CP Plus, I think it's in Japan. And in that interview with Phototrend, the representatives from OIM system is saying that, oh, no, don't get us wrong. We are not giving up on pen. We are exploring options and see if there's demand for a pen camera and see how we can fit the market, right? It's like, no, don't worry. We will not give up on pen because pen is a very important part of our history. So we are actively looking for solutions or what we can do with the pen camera in the future. And I was like, wait a minute. Like, didn't you guys just mention you guys gave up on Pen F Mark II already, and then OM3 is a solution, and now you're saying that, oh, we are still looking into Pen F. So I don't know, we're getting like conflicting statements from different representatives at different interviews and different places. If you want my honest thought, if they wanted to give us a Pen F Mark II, they would have given it already. That's my honest thought. The fact that OM3 came out instead of Pen F Mark II is a very clear answer to what they are trying to do and their overall strategy of how they want to come up with products and the actual lineups of cameras. So I believe that the Pen F Mark II is not going to happen, but I want it to happen because I know a lot of people love it, and it's also foolish for a camera company or any brand or any companies to not listen to the customers if there is a clear demand for a certain product. For example, a compact camera with fixed lens, right? And they say, oh, we're not going to do that. I'm like, come on, everyone is doing that now. And not everyone, but those who are doing the fixed lens camera, they are doing really, really, really well. Look at the Fuji X100 series. Look at the Ricoh GR series. Like, why are you denying the fact that these cameras have high potential, right? But they are like, oh, we're not going to do this, we're going to do that. Our vision is very clear, and you're just boxing yourself, limiting yourself into just a few options in the market, and that is not a very good strategy. But anyway, I'm not involved with OM system. I don't really know what they are doing. I'm just making speculations here. I'm just saying that in terms of strategy, things could have done a little bit better. But having said that, I'm actually very happy. I've mentioned this in my OM3 video that I've done, my first impression video, that I'm happy that OM3 is actually one of the first few cameras that is not targeted towards wildlife, outdoor nature, right? I'm very happy to see that this camera is for urban use, for street photography, for documentary, and yeah, by looking at the camera, it doesn't have a large beefy grip, so it's definitely not a camera designed to handle like 300 f4 Pro or 150 to 400 lens. So they still have a camera that is catered for non-wildlife photographers. So that is a step towards the right direction. So I'm very happy that they made that decision. But whether there'll be more pan cameras, or what kind of pan cameras is coming out, whether it's EPL Lite or Pan Mini, I don't know. Something else should come. And I think whether it's pan or OM10, they need another camera this year. So let me know of your thoughts. Do you still think that Pan F Mark II is going to be a reality, or do you think it's just a fantasy, and do you think that OM Digital Solutions has given up on the Pan F Mark II? Let me know in the chat. Yeah, and I'll read a few more chats and I'll share my photographs for this particular session. But let me drink some water. It is 5 minutes past 11. All right, gotta stay hydrated. Drink some water, coffee, and then I'll get to the chat, and then yeah, and we'll share photographs. All right. Let's see. Gregory says, good explanation on the live, Andy. I need to learn how this newfangled digital photography works and not just think about it as electronic film. It's basically one of the many composite techniques, right? Because Olympus loves to use composite techniques or merging multiple images together. Look at what they do with high-res shot. It's basically taking 8 or 16. Tripod high-res shot takes 8 photographs. If it's handheld, it's 16 photographs, and then merge multiple images together to create a high resolution image. Similarly, focus stacking is it's another computational feature where they have multiple photographs that stack all these photographs at different focusing areas to maximize depth of field. So if you talk about live composite and live ND, yes, they take multiple photographs at less exposure to prevent overexposure, and then they will use this trick to add the blending of the effects for adding on from the next few photographs into the first photograph. So it's all about taking multiple photographs and combine them together to create a certain effect or a desired outcome for this computational photography trick, right? Gregory says, as someone who will find any possible way to drop things, I appreciate the bayonet style lock on the JetMag filter set. Yeah, and it's so easy to lock. Just find the line, rotate the handle to the white line, and it's locked already. It's so quick and so easy, right? Yeah. Watch says, I love a rangefinder camera for street photography. For now, I enjoy more using my EPL10. For that, even I have a better EM5 Mark III. I don't know why since weight and size are similar. Okay. EPL10. Okay, so you prefer a pen style camera, a smaller camera over the EM5 Mark III. Yeah, these are all preferences. Some people will say, oh, I can't live without, oh, because they'll complain that EPL10 is too small. They prefer a larger camera with a beefier grip. So it's all preferences. I'm not saying that your comments or your preference is not valid. That's not what I'm trying to do here. I'm just saying we all have different preferences. I shoot with pen cameras as well. EPL7 is my favorite street photography camera. Even now, this EPM2, this is the wrong lens to attach. Let me just find a small lens to attach on this EPM2, Pen Mini 2. Let me just make sure that the cover is covered properly. Yeah, this is like my favorite go-to camera for street photography as well recently. All right, so there you go. Joseph says, can you do some comparison on the 3 at EM Mark II? Done. Yeah, go back to what I've done earlier. Let's see. Gregory says, I think someone at OM System woke up and realized they might be missing an opportunity with the Panish market. Yeah, hopefully they did. Hopefully they did. I love the GM1, but I missed an electronic viewfinder. I waited to see what OM System would come up with, then put the trigger on the GM5. Yeah, GM5 is too old though. It's what, 8 years, 9 years old now? So it's not exactly the best camera to get today, and it's not cheap. Yeah, because the price has gone up in the used market, right? Hey Roger, how are you? Nice to see you here, Roger. Gary says, just bought my OM3 this week and looking forward to your thoughts on the camera after you have taken it for some photo walks. I've already shared my initial thoughts, so please check out my OM3 video if you have not done so. I don't think my opinion will change much. I don't think it will change at all. So what you will see next coming from me with the OM3 is just me using the camera, taking a lot of photographs. So basically just real experience, right? Like actual photographs in actual shooting scenarios, street photography, portraits. I don't know what else I'm going to do with the camera, but it's just me using the camera. So those will be the content. And of course, based on the experience using the camera to do all these shoots, then I'll share more things that I've discovered about the cameras, maybe some things that I like and dislike, right? Yeah. Zoltan says, Bell Lab is a subsidiary of AT&T, telephone company in the US. Or I think AT&T is a partner. It's not subsidiary, right? It's not under AT&T. AT&T is... I don't know. I don't know how this works. I'm not in the US, so I shouldn't be saying these things. I'm just following these developments because of Severance, right? It's just crazy. Ignasi says, how many Olympus do you have? You mean Olympus cameras? I have, I think at least... so I've never sold off a lot. I give some cameras away. So I have the E1. My E5 died. I still have the E5. E5 died. I have the E1. So that's already 2 cameras that I have. I have my original EM1, that's 3. EM5, that's 4. EM10, the first generation, that's 5. And then EPL7, that's 6. EM1 Mark II, that's 7. EM1 Mark II is still active. And EPM2, I think around 8 Olympus cameras. So, but then again, it sounds like, wow, Robin, you have 8 cameras, that's a lot, right? Out of the 8 cameras, 1 is dead. Technically EM5 is also almost dead. I don't think I want to fix it. So EM5 is, I tried to put the battery in, it doesn't turn on anymore. So I've, out of the 8 Olympus cameras that I have 2 dead cameras, right? The E5 DSLR is dead, and EM5. So I'm left with 6 cameras. Out of the 6 cameras, EM1 is in a very bad condition. It's very, very beaten up. I wouldn't use it for pro shoot anymore. It's overused. It can die anytime, right? It's just there because it's so bashed up. I don't think it has any value in the secondhand market, so I just keep the camera anyway. Then I have 5 cameras left, right? So EM1 Mark II is still my main camera. So for my street photography, I rotate between EM10, EPL7, and sometimes the EPM2. So yeah, there you go. I hope that answers your question, right? Of course, OM1 is my backup camera, and I use OM1 for streaming. So yeah. Sisman says, thank you. Wow, it's the same size as the EM1 Mark II. I know, right? That's troubling. Malvo says, I see you are watching Severance. Yes. Yeah. The work is both mysterious and important. Mira says, hi Robin, I have a Lumix G100 and a few lenses. I'd like to upgrade my camera, but unfortunately there isn't any reasonable small camera on the market for under 25,000. How much is that in ringgit? Or USD? 25,000. Okay. Check. Koruni to Malaysian ringgit. So 25,000. How much is it? Why am I not getting the direct conversion? Oh, 2,000 ringgit. Anything below 2,000 ringgit. Okay, but what you can do is, I don't know, at your place, in Malaysia, you can find currently EM1 Mark II. Okay, you want small camera, fine. Okay, EM1 Mark II is not exactly small. EM10 series camera, or even EM5 Mark II, EM5 Mark III. Yeah, maybe not 2,000. You have to pay slightly above that, right? Yeah. Well, SM5 doesn't have image stabilization, so I wouldn't recommend it. It's not weather sealed. So if that kind of money to get SM5, I know it's tiny, right? Let's see what other cameras that I have here. I'll still recommend EM10. Have a look at EM10, see if you like the design, and look at the features, see if the features meet what you like. Let me pull out the video for you that I've done recently. Okay. Where is that video? So here I talk about 3 different OMD cameras. And they're not very big, honestly. They're not very big. Okay, let's share. Copy. So for Mira, so this is EM1 versus EM5 versus EM10. You can have a look at this. Of course, this is the first generation, but it's kind of valid for subsequent generations as well. So check out this video if you have not done so, right? I hope that helps. Okay. Having said that, I'll pause whatever I'm doing here. I'm going to share my photographs. But let me drink more water because I'm getting a bit thirsty. More water. Yeah. And coffee. Okay. For this particular photo sharing, I'm going to do it differently. So before I show you the photographs, let me talk about it, how I got it. So I got this lens from Futuromic. Futuromic is the official distributor for Nikon Malaysia. They also distribute other brands like Tamron, Samyang, and Ricoh, as well as SanDisk. So this is the new Tamron 90 f2.8 macro, right? It's about the size of the Olympus 90 f3.5. It's slightly smaller than this, but it's not too different. So this is a Tamron 90 f2.8. So I mount it on my Nikon Z5. So usually what I do is I will have my flash and a softbox, right? I hold it with my left hand and the camera lens with one hand, and I'll fire, like not naked like this, but I have a softbox or diffuser on top of it. I'll do my macro like that. I'll fire flash off camera. But I can't do this because this lens is so heavy. This is 600 grams. With the camera, this is more than 1 kilograms already. So I can't do this single-handedly. Even by holding this now with one hand, I can feel my wrist straining already. So there's no way I'm going to be able to do macro single-handedly this time. So what I did was, this is an Olympus flash. I don't have a Nikon flash. I mounted the flash on the Nikon camera, like so. Okay. So I hold everything with one hand. Not one hand, with both hands, right? All the time. And special thanks to Emily Taupin. Let me just bring out the gift she gave me. So I think about a few months ago, she came into my live stream, and then I noticed that her channel was almost pushing 10,000 subscribers. She had like 9,800 plus. So I asked everyone present during my live stream to go to her channel to subscribe to her, and I pushed her to get 10,000 subscribers. And she was so happy. So she sent me a thank you gift all the way from the US, which includes some food, a book, some magnets, including this AK diffuser for macro. So I used this diffuser for the first time. Thank you so much, Emily. For this particular macro shoot. So basically this is attached at the top. I'm not gonna fully attach it. Just gonna show you how it works. Okay, this is a little bit tangled. Just give me a moment. So I'll open this. I'm gonna attach. Okay, so basically it's like this. All right. Something like that. Not sure if you can see this. So there's a camera. This is Nikon Z5. This is the Tamron 90, and then there's the AK diffuser, which is on top of the Olympus FL50R flash. So basically I go around finding my inside macro shots. A few downsides to this thing. It is heavy! My goodness! Oh! This is so heavy. I'm so used to like small cameras and the Olympus 60 f2.8 and you know, like holding it with one hand, and then flash, I remove it so it's even lighter. Right, this is heavy even for both hands, and I was struggling to get my shots. So that's one. It's really heavy. Secondly, I have less flexibility. So previously I hold the flash wirelessly. So let's say I have a camera and lens with one hand and a flash on the other, right? So let's say the inside is hiding beneath a branch or under a leaf. I can just shoot. I just point the flash from bottom up. I can redirect my light wherever I want. So now I'm only stuck with one position. I can't go anywhere. The light always comes from the same position. So if the leaf is here and the inside is under it, I can't just go rotate. It just doesn't work that way, right? So this method is good, but it's less flexible for me. So there were a lot of opportunities that were missed that I couldn't get to. But other than that, the diffuser works fine. Nikon Z5 is wonderful. The Tamron lens is fantastic. It's sharp. I'm going to show you the results. And one thing I gotta say, so overall, right, I would still say my macro photo system works better for macro. I'm not gonna lie, I still prefer the Olympus 60 f2.8. It gives me more depth of field. Now I'm on full frame, I need to go to f11 or beyond. So previously on Olympus, I can shoot the f7, f8, I can get everything sharp. Now I have to use narrow aperture, so that's a bummer. So Olympus gives me more depth of field, more magnification, double the magnification, so I can get a lot closer to my subject without cropping. So that was what the macro photo system is. It's lighter, it has more magnification, more depth of field, easier to work with, more flexible because it's smaller and lighter. I can move things around quicker. I don't feel the strain. Now I really feel the strain. So overall, I still like macro four thirds. But one thing that the Nikon Z5 and the Tamron did better: autofocus. I was so surprised. I did not put any focusing point, no subject tracking, whatever. I just set the autofocus to all points throughout the entire screen. Continuous autofocus. Believe me or not, the camera can find the eye of the spider. Not 100%. I'm not saying it's 100% accuracy. It does miss. It does miss, but it's about 50% accuracy. All I have to do is just go close, and the camera will find the eye. I was like, I could have not done this with Olympus or OM system. And it shows there's so much room to improve when it comes to autofocus. I was using a Z5, an entry-level camera. It pains me to say this. The autofocus, again and again, it surprises me how much better it is compared to OM system. But anyway, I'm not bashing OM system. Like I said, I'm trying to be honest here. I've been shooting macro with Olympus OM system over the years. I love it. I still love it. I still prefer it. Like I said, overall, it's just I wish the autofocus is as good as Nikon. Seriously. Anyway, maybe I should try for OM3 and see if there's any difference. But trust me, I don't think there is. So let's go to the photographs. It's all talk and no photographs, right? Let's go to the photographs. Okay, let me just verify if this actually will work. Is this the first photograph? Let me see. Yes, this is the first photograph. Let me just verify this on my phone quickly before we go on and on and I realize that nothing works, right? Again, I do apologize for any technical difficulties. As you know, tonight is not very smooth. A lot of things have, yeah. Let's see. Come on. Why is this not working? Why is this not working? Okay, hopefully this works. All right, it's working. We are in business. All right. Well, at least that's what I can see on my phone. So, jumping spider, this is the settings are very easy. ISO 100, f11, 1/250 of a second. Flash, I control manually. It's about 1/4 of a power. Sometimes I go half of a power, depending on the situation or how far I am from the subject. If you go close, you can see the details is still quite impressive. I would say the Tamron lens is as sharp as the Olympus 60 f2.8, but I think it renders certain parts better, and some parts I prefer the Olympus 60 f2.8. The Olympus 60 f2.8 is more consistent. The contrast is better. I think overall it is a little bit sharper, but the finer details, it seems like this Tamron is doing it a little bit better. Just the finer details of things. All right, just want to zoom in and show you all the details of this jumping spider shot. It's so cute. Look at that. All right, and of course, having 4 extra megapixels, it helps. It may not sound like a lot, but that's like 20% more resolution. All right. So yeah, I'm lucky to find this bug. It's so hard to find insects doing something here. I understand I can get technically good macro shots, but to get shots that are dramatic, like insects having sex or a spider eating something, or I need to spend a lot more time out there, and I'm not spending enough time. That's why I need to go out a few more times to get hopefully like some dramatic shots. So yeah, if you zoom in and see the details, it is actually quite impressive. All right. So this info, like this is, I did not set the focusing point. I just let the camera find where the insect is, and it will find the eye. I don't know how. I don't think it's AI, or maybe there is AI involved. I don't know. It's Z5. They didn't claim that it has AI, but I don't know how. But it just gets it in focus. It's insane, and this is like crazy. Look at that. This is insane, right? Like, it's really, really, really good. So yeah, this is one of the nicer shots that I have. The others are pretty much boring. You'll see it. I'm happy to find the ant mimic spider again. So this is a spider that pretends to be like an ant. It lives its whole life as a lie. It wants to blend into the ant colony, and when the ants are not suspecting, it'll just nab one and yeah, just swallow the ant, right? Just eat it. So yeah, so it's the ant mimic spider. And because ants walk on 6 legs, spiders have 8 legs. So this spider will have to raise the 2 front legs permanently or almost all the time to pretend like it's antenna, because spiders don't have antennas. So it's very interesting if you read out on ant mimic spider, and it's so cute. Look at that. Look at the tiny eyes. It's so cute. Yeah. I don't know what bug this is, but it's so cute as well. Look at that. Yeah. Some really nice looking colors. I'm thankful that this bug landed on a non-green area, because all the other shots are green, right? If I go previously, it's green, 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 right? I'm just thankful that this particular bug went to a non-green area so that the green color of the bug immediately pops up from the frame. You get what I mean? So there's like immediate separation on the bug. Like, you don't have to find it, which is very cool. So yeah, these are 2 ants. I think not eating, but like fighting off a beetle or something, a tiny beetle. And zoom in closer and look at the details. It's like crazy, right? These are some of the shots that have actions in it, which I'm very thankful. I don't have a lot of action shots. This is another different angle of the 2 ants, red ants, getting on this. I think it's a beetle, right? Which is pretty cool. All right. Let me just quickly look at myself again on the stream, make sure everything is okay. Yeah, everything looks fine so far. Nursery web spider. This is in Bukit Gasing. Those of you in Kuala Lumpur will know where Bukit Gasing is, or Petaling Jaya. Nursery web spider. This is quite common there. We can find a lot. And it's a close-up of that nursery web spider. I don't think it's the same one. It's a lot. You can easily find a lot there. So just close up to the eye. Okay. I've shot this many times. Yeah, I think the spiders are bored of seeing me already. I don't know what this is, but it's out there. A type of moth or butterfly? I don't know. Maybe a moth. We can look at the eyes in focus, right? It's nice. Yeah, and look at the details. The fine details rendering on this Tamron 90 f2.8 is quite good. It's quite good. And it doesn't look like it's over sharpened, right? Whereas I'm not saying it's a bad thing. The Olympus 60 f2.8 looks sharper, but it also looks very clinical. You get what I mean? Whereas here it looks more, I would say in a way, it's not clinically as sharp as Olympus 60 f2.8, but there is some very pleasing look to it, right? Yeah, and yet it's still very sharp. Yeah, I don't know what this is. A type of fly, I guess. Look at the details on the body. It's insane. Yeah, this is perhaps more than 100% magnification already. Yeah, I guess if I double click, this is 100%. Yeah, this is 100%. If I go beyond this is more than 100%. Yeah. Jumping spider. I don't know which type. There's so many types of jumping spiders, but if you go close, or I should just double click, right? Yeah, just double click. Yeah, it's better this way. Look at the fangs. That's scary, right? Look at the eyes. My goodness, it's so pretty. I just want to. I love jumping spiders though, and sometimes they'll just jump on your lens. It happens to me, right? The same spider but different angle. So here you can look at the front a little bit closer. Let me just zoom in a little bit nearer. All right, just crazy. Look at that. It's insane. Yeah. Look at that. So cute. Mantis. Praying mantis. Right. The eye is in focus. And look at those claws. My goodness. It's crazy. And look at the body itself. Like all the details in the body. It's insane. It's beautiful. Look at that. I just love shooting macro. I don't know what this is, but it has transparent wings. It's so cool. Look at the wings. It's transparent. And it has like all these rainbow colors on the body as well. It's so nice. Look at that. It's so cool. Look at the wings. Yeah. So nice. Another jumping spider. A different type. Look at that. It's so cute, right? And look at the... This is one thing I don't like about the diffuser, right? You can actually see the shape of the diffuser in the eye. It's so obvious. Oh my goodness. And in a way, it's so fake, right? Like, you wouldn't see this kind of reflection in the eye in actual wild, right? Out there. So this is like so wrong. But it's so cute though, don't you think? Jumping spider is so cute. Anyways. Lynx spider. Yeah, this is lynx spider. Ooh, look at that. How fat that is. That's scary. It's lynx spider. It's quite common here in Malaysia as well. And they look so pretty. And a lot of these spiders, they are not really human shy. They'll even come nearer to you and they move a lot. That's the thing, right? Yeah. Dragonfly, I mean, it's just normal dragonfly shot. I'll probably have better shots when in the next coming sessions. This session I wasn't really looking at the dragonfly, so I was looking more for spiders and things that happens, right? So this dragonfly, look at that. It's so pretty. The same bug that were having sex earlier, just a different angle. Right? The same species. You can find a lot here in the part nearby my place. I just love that it's red in color because usually all the bugs are like gray, black, brown. So when I have like a bright red bug, I'm very, very happy to see colors here. So yeah. Another jumping spider, which is cute. Look at that. Look at the fur or whatever that is around the eye. It's so cute. Jumping spider. Another jumping spider. More jumping spider. Yeah. It's so cute. Look at that. Yeah. I don't know, guys. I just love shooting spiders. There's something about them that's so mysterious and so beautiful. Yeah. And robber fly. I waited 10 minutes for this robber fly because if you're lucky, the robber fly will fly off and catch a prey and come back to the exact same spot. And while it's busy eating whatever that it's eating, you can get some really nice shots. But in this case, the robber fly did not go and hunt. It just stayed there for like 10 minutes. I was like, I can't wait too long. I have places to go. That's the thing about macro, right? You have to be really patient. You really need to spend time and wait, and you have to be really, 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 really patient for shots to happen. You can't just go there, okay, I only have 2 hours. I'll get whatever I want and just run. That's me, right? Because I have shoots, I don't have meetings, I have friends to have lunch with, I have this live stream to come back and set up for, you know. I don't have like the whole day, just go out and don't worry about anything, just shoot macro. I wish I have that kind of luxury or freedom, but I can't. I need to pay bills, right? I need to do jobs and earn a living, right? So yeah. And WAPs, yeah, paper WAPs, which is pretty cool. Look at the details in the body, which is insane. Look at that. All the details. This is insane. Yeah. I don't even think I can get this level of detail with the 60f2.8. I can, but I rarely see this much detail. Yeah, which is interesting, right? But of course, the 60 is just as sharp. Just as the fine detail rendering, there's something better. I think the Tamron does a little bit better. Not like it's a world of difference. It's not like day and night difference. Olympus 60 f2.8 is still a fantastic lens. It's still my go-to lens. And for the results that you get from such a tiny lens, it's mind-blowing, right? And I mean, it's possibly even sharper than the Tamron. It's possibly sharper. But in terms of fine details, the texture, I don't know. It just looks so good on this Tamron lens. Look at that. Yeah. Another green bug. Look at the eyes. Look at that. Look at that. Okay, that's a bit too much magnification. This is where you wish you have like 100 megapixels, right? You can just zoom without breaking up. This is already broken, but anyway, this is too much. So if I go 100%, this is it. This is 100%. So it still looks pretty good. Yeah, there's only 24 megapixels, guys. There's only so much you can do with 24 megapixels. This is when Sony people go, oh, that's why you need 61 megapixels, right? That's why you need the A7R Mark V, right? So you can zoom and still get all the details. But yeah, that's Sony's marketing speaking. So yeah, that's it. That's the last image. Let's see my favorite ones. I actually quite like this one. This is one of my favorite ones. Look at that. This is crazy. So look back some of my favorite shots. I love this as well. Look at that. It's insane, right? The earlier ones, of course, the ants fighting over the beetle. Look at that. Look at the details. And then what else? I like this, of course. Ant mimic spider. Who doesn't like ant mimic spider? It's so cute. And yeah, and of course, these two red bugs having sex. You know what? They were there at it for more than 1 hour. So I was walking around the park, coming back to this one spot. They're still stuck like that for more than 1 hour. Like, my goodness. And yeah, of course, who doesn't like jumping spider? Look at that. Look at that. Look, who doesn't like it? So cute. Oh my goodness. Okay, enough photographs for today. We are going to go back to... yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed the photographs though. Yeah, I am going to drink some coffee. Let me just put this off. All right. Let's see how many of you are here. There's about 93 people here. And let me get back to the chat. Let's see if there's anything from members. Gregory says, I agree. I think a non-F pen or even a fixed lens camera would serve both OM system and the consumer well. Yeah. Hey Kevin, how are you? Nice to see you here. Kevin says, sorry, I've been curious, how do you brew your coffee now? It's not brewed, it's instant coffee. I'm just cheap, right? Just Nescafe Gold. Gregory says, at least one manufacturer offers fixed lens cameras in the choice of focal length. I think that might be a good idea. I know, right? Yeah. Tomato says, I'm really looking forward to the macro video. I'm surprised that it's heavy for a modern lens. Was it all metal construction? Yes, it is all metal construction. And no, I am not going to do a macro video on this. Let me just detach the flash. Yes, it's full metal construction. And it's about 600 grams though. It's crazy. The diffuser is stuck. So yeah, I'm just going to show you the lens again. This is the Tamron 90 f2.8. Fantastic lens. If you want to do macro with a full frame camera, I highly recommend this lens. I think the results are superb. Yeah, it speaks for itself, right? Kevin says, great macro insights, Robin. Do you just shoot in local parks or dedicated insect parks? So far, just the park near my place and a hiking trail. I only went to 2 locations. I went to the park twice and then the hiking trail just 1 time. So I need maybe 2 more outings. I don't know where I'm going to go next, but I definitely need to go to different places to find different insects, right? Yeah. Tomato says, there's such good shots, Robin. The green bug is a shield bug. Oh, that's a shield bug. It's so cute. Okay, am I missing any more comments? Let's see. Sisman says, I'm thinking of getting a used EP7 since the new one is overpriced for what it offers. It'll be a good companion to my EM1 Mark II, even for weddings. It's a discreet camera for candid shots. Yeah, get the EP7. I think it's still a fantastic camera. The only thing is the autofocus may not be as good as EM1 Mark II because EP7's image sensor does not have phase detection built onto it. So it purely relies on the contrast detect image sensor, which will be problematic in some situations. But otherwise, it's still it's a solid camera. Jeff says, I wouldn't hold your breath for a new Pan F. The original didn't exactly fall off the shelves. Yeah, that's what I mentioned earlier as well. In terms of sales, in terms of the product, it was not exactly a very successful product in Olympus' portfolio. So yeah, that's why we don't have a Pan F Mark II. If it was doing really well, if it was such a hot selling camera, I obviously would have had the Pan F Mark II years ago. FD Medic says, hi Robin, have you seen or used Olympus Stylus SH50? No, I don't have. I've never encountered that camera. To me, it looks like a baby pan, but not a DSLR. Craig. Hi, Craig. SH50 is still a compact camera with a tiny sensor. So unless it has like a 1-inch sensor, I think it's just a waste of my time now. Yeah. Sisman says, OM system and Panasonic are a bit behind when there's demand for smaller cameras. Micro Four Thirds has gotten a bit lost with these sizes nowadays. I know, right? The cameras are like getting huge. The lenses are getting too huge. That's a little bit crazy, right? I wish they still make small cameras because Micro Four Thirds is about smaller cameras. Like, hey, what happened to Pan Mini? This is such an amazing camera, right? Look at that. And yeah, in GM1 as well. My GM1 is, I'm attaching the wrong lens on it. Let me just remove the lens and put a smaller lens on it. GM1, remove this lens. And cover back the other camera. Put it down here. Look at the GM1. It's so cute. Look at that. All right. We definitely need these smaller cameras. I think they make photography fun, right? Photography should be fun. It's not just about wildlife, birds, right? Yeah, Jim says, PanF isn't going to happen. It failed before, and although a few cult folks still live on, OM can't afford a financial loss on the new PanF. I can see an updated EP8 as that is a winner in Japan. Yeah, I think EP8 and the PanF is not exactly very different. Of course, it has different design philosophy and everything. It's still a pan, right? But I think EP8 will do well, like what you said, because EP7 is still a very high selling camera in Japan and everywhere else, wherever it's available, right? It's not available in Malaysia. I think it's not available in the US, right? But in places where it's selling, it's actually doing quite well. So I think EP8 makes sense. I agree. Eduard says, next time, Robin, I had to try it. I don't see so much sense to have a PanF Mark II and an OM3 in the scene, unless it's smaller and optimized for street photography and have a side viewfinder. The thing is that the OM3 is too huge, in my opinion, and that hump, where's my dead OM3 that I have? Like, this hump, I think a lot of people don't really like it. A lot of people still prefer the rangefinder flat top, and they want it to be a bit smaller. Like, the original PanF is not large. It's actually a lot smaller than the OM3, so I don't know why they want to make the OM3 that huge. In my first impression video, I was like, oh my goodness, I love the design, don't get me wrong, it looks really great, but it's also too huge. It's too large, right? I wish it's about 20% smaller. So yeah. Jeff says, I've used my OM3 with the 300 Pro for quite a bit, for quite a lot for burn in flight. The lack of grip hasn't been an issue as my left hand is supporting the lens. Yeah, I've also been out shooting on the street this morning, and I have to be very honest to say, of all the Olympus cameras that I've had over the years, including EPM2, right? Using a small lens, so I attach the 25 f1.8 Mark II on it. Of all the Olympus cameras that I've handled over the years, this OM3 is the most uncomfortable camera that I've ever used. It may be the most uncomfortable camera I've ever used in my life. Compared to Fuji, Canon, whatever, all the cameras, this is really uncomfortable. My fingers keep slipping off. As I've mentioned, I'm not complaining about the lack of grip. I'm complaining about the texture. It's actually very smooth. I don't know why they have this smooth texture. It could have been rubberized for more gripping, right? For more secure gripping, but this is smooth. So my fingers, it just keeps slipping off my finger. And worst thing is that I don't know, it's just uncomfortable. And I don't like this creative dial here. It digs into my finger. It's just, I don't know, it's just one of the worst cameras I've ever handled. But anyway, I know it's already there. I can't change it. If you have the camera, you just have to live with it, right? It's just something that you have to decide for yourself whether you can live with it or not. So in your case, Jeff, you don't seem to have any issue with it. That's great. But for me, it's actually a pain to use the camera for street photography. Noah says, hi Robin, I don't know if you have talked about it before, but what are your thoughts on the new wide lens on the OM system roadmap? I'll talk about it when it is released. I have no thoughts on cameras that have not released yet. But what we do know is that it's a telephoto lens, and it will be nice to have an update to the current 40-150 f2.8 Pro. Let's see what comes out. Then we talk about it. Sisman says, great photos. This lens is crazy sharp. I know, right? That Tamron is really something. Sixer says, Robin, don't forget the total lunar eclipse this evening and night. We can't see it in Malaysia though. Great test for your lens, tripod, camera, ISO, and your patience. We did see the I did do what you call that, red moon. I did shoot one many years ago. Yeah, here, attempting the red moon. Yeah, I just put the link here. Red moon. I was writing on Mintian's blog back then. We will probably be able to see the red moon in Malaysia in September, but not tonight. Yeah, not tonight, unfortunately. There we go. Use AI to upres it? Why? Why do I need to do that? I mean, don't the photographs look good? No? Like, are the photos not good enough? Really? Do I need anything extra to upres it? David says, beautiful macro shots. I love seeing the tiny world in such detail. I also have the 60 f2.8. Yeah. The Olympus 60 f2.8 is really something, right? Thank you so much, Enzo. I appreciate the support and the kind comments. Gregory says, there's still a lot of bats in Malaysia. When I was a child, there were many different types of bats in Port Dickson, including the magnificent flying fox. I think for bats, you might need to go into the jungle, deeper into the jungle or the forest. And unfortunately, I am not a forest kind of person. There's a reason why I'm not a wildlife photographer. I'm a city boy. So yeah, I'm going to stay near the concrete jungle instead of the actual forest where the tigers and the bears can come out and eat you at any time, or crocodile, right? So yeah, yes, Rippy, thanks for confirming what I mentioned earlier, that we can't see the eclipse. It's not visible here for this round. The next round that's visible in Malaysia is going to be in September. So I've checked the information. Gregory says, as an engineer, I value the form follows function. The center house, the pentaprism for the viewfinder in SLR, seems to be decorative in modern mirrorless digital cameras. That is not true. That is not true. If you really look into the hum, the viewfinder is not just an LCD screen. There are a lot of optics behind it. And those optics, it can be like 10, 12 elements or even more. Those are really large glass that makes the viewing experience really good. So how bright the electronic viewfinder is, how crisp or how distortion free, the colors and everything, the contrast, it depends on the quality of the optics that's behind the LCD screen, right? So having really good optics also means that they need to bring up the size of that hum or whatever that's behind the LCD screen. It has to be slightly larger. Yeah, and that explains the hum. People don't realize the importance of having those glasses or the optics, the lenses behind the LCD screen. They just assume you're looking through an LCD screen, it can make it small. No, the glasses or the optics actually make it really, really large. Yeah. Roman says, Robin, when are you coming to Europe for a photo shoot? I don't have travel plans, so that's not gonna happen anytime soon. I need to save money instead of spending money, right? And yeah, we in Malaysia, we don't earn as much as people in US or UK, like, you know, if they can charge like $5,000 per wedding, right? So here we can't even charge 5,000 ringgit. This is crazy, right? Yeah, Gregory says, unless it is where the coffee making machinery is hidden. Yeah, I need to find a junker to disassemble. Yeah, Jared says, very nice photos. Can't wait for summer and jumping spiders here. Yes, I know, right? You guys, I'm sure jumping spider is everywhere. And during summer, yeah, they're jumping around. They're just so cute, right? It's just such a tiny creature, such a marvel to look at. Yeah. Don't use insect repellent spray when taking pictures of insect. No. You don't do that. You don't do that. Yeah, it's definitely not. You want the insects near you, right? So yeah. Grace says, Robin, when are you coming to New Jersey for photo shoot at Bell Labs? Do they allow people to go in? Like, I don't want to get trapped in the seventh floor, right? I won't be seeing outside world ever again. That will be sad, right? We've caught the comment. Time check is about 14 minutes to midnight. We still have 108 people watching concurrently. That's a lot. Let me drink some water. Oops. Almost dropped the bottle. I think it's a good time to remind everyone that I have membership enabled. With just the price of a cup of coffee, you can support me. You can join as a member and get some really cool perks. You get to see my videos earlier, 24 hours before everyone else. You have early access. You also have members-only live streams once a month. So members-only live stream this month will be next week. So in this live stream, you can come in, have more intimate chat with me. There's less people that I have to respond to, right? And also have prioritize replies to your comments if you're a member, whether it's an old new video or even live streams, the chats here. As you can see, I always go to members first before non-members. Also, I've taken down a lot of old videos that were not performing well. These videos include tips and tricks on composition, black and white photography, how to get sharp images doing macro. Like if you want to see my tricks on how you get all those tech sharp macro shots. I actually did a video to talk about that, share all my tips. I don't hold back. If you know me, I share everything. You can join as a member. You can have access to all these videos that I've taken down. I took down these videos because I don't want them to dilute the algorithm on YouTube. I want YouTube to continue to push my newer videos to a wider audience. So yeah, if you want access to them, you can join as a member. There are other ways to support me besides being a member. You can also buy me a cup of coffee using this link up here. You can contribute directly to my PayPal. You can buy from my affiliate links. All links in descriptions below. So any support will go a long way, will definitely help me to continue to fund my newer videos. Yes, videos do cost some money to make. I use my own funds to do that. So if you contribute to me, it will directly fund the videos that I'm making in the future. I'll share as much tips and tricks as I can. I don't know if you guys have realized recently I'm pumping out a lot of tips and tricks videos in short form, right? The shorts. I talk about tips on LCD screen, tips on the OK Magic button, how to get best JPEG setting on your Olympus or AMD cameras. I'm sharing a lot of tips and tricks recently throughout through my shorts on YouTube. So if you want more, please consider supporting me and this channel. Your help is greatly appreciated. All right, let's get to the chat again. I'll just read a few more and then we'll just close off the session for tonight. All right. Roman says, getting visa for US is not easy. I know, right? Yeah, it's definitely not easy. Better come to Europe. That's a very good argument, Roman. Yeah. Kevin says, you need to go to KL. It's amazing for street photography. Kuala Lumpur. Yeah, it's in Malaysia. Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia. That's what I always say, right? Yeah, I'm Robin Wong. I'm based in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Yeah. Kevin says, Kuala Lumpur to see Robin for a coffee. I'm going over in June for a media dive show. Yeah. Hey, Kevin, I saw your email. I have been so busy. I haven't had time to reply. I'm so sorry, Kevin. I'm just thankful that you're here. So sorry about that. I'll get to your email very, very soon. I promise. Yeah. Roman says, Robin, did you get your EP1? It was a long time ago you wanted one. I bought one and I sold it off because I can't justify keeping it. So whatever cameras that I have, right? Like I said, I have multiple cameras. Whatever that I have, I make sure that I use them. If they are not in use, either I sell it off or I actually give it away to friends. Yeah, I've given up a lot of things to friends. I gave my Fuji SF10 to a friend. I gave my EM1 Mark III to a friend because I received the OM1, right? So I gave the EM1 Mark III away. My EM5 Mark III is with another friend for a long-term project, so that friend will take some time, maybe another half a year or 1 year to use the EM5 Mark III. I don't mind. I gave my GM5 away to another friend. He needed the camera at that time. I've gave multiple lenses away to some friends as well. So yeah, either I sell it off or I give cameras and lenses away to people who deserve it or need it at that time. So whatever I have now, yes, I have a lot of things, but I actively use it. So my OM1, EM1 Mark II, those are my main workhorse cameras. EM1 is barely functional, so I'm not going to talk about it. For street, if I want a viewfinder, EM10. Sometimes EM1, I don't care if it dies, right? If I don't need a viewfinder, then this is the GM1, this is EPL7, this options, right? So for GM1, it's more like a collectible item at the moment. I use it, but I don't use it that much, right? EPM2, I use it also not that much, but like I use my EPL7 and the EM10 more for street. Yeah, for travel, definitely GM1 or EPM2. So yeah, it depends. So whatever I have, I actively use them, right? Of course, they are dead cameras or cameras that are dying, but let's not talk about them. Or this conversation will never end. WVW says, do you do street insect photography on concrete, cockroaches, ants, and food, etc.? No, because when I'm on the streets, I think it'll look very weird if I just stop somewhere and just come up with my macro lens and diffuser and flash, and people are like, what the hell are you doing, right? It's just weird. For street, it's just like I want to be on the move. I don't want to stop for too long. I'll look at a stranger, I'll take a photograph of that person for like 10 seconds and move on, find another thing, take photograph and move on and move on and move on. I don't stop. Like if I were to take a photograph of that jumping spider, it will take me 5 minutes to get the shot, right? So yeah. Roman says, Kuala Lumpur will be great. Yeah, please come over. It'll be amazing. Now that I'm 3 will be your main camera, you'll sell everything else. Nah. I already decided I don't really like it. I said this before, right? It's not for me in that video that I made. I also said multiple times. Nothing wrong with the camera. It works for some people. Like Jeff Painter earlier mentioned that he has tested it on his 300 f4. It's perfectly fine. That's great. If it works for you, that's fine. I'm not saying that your opinion is not valid. I'm not saying that if I say it's bad, right? No. Try it for yourself. It may work for you, but it doesn't work for me. It's just handling. It's one of the poorest handling camera I've ever held in my life. I'm just being honest. I'm not against the camera. I'm actually very, very happy that OIM system made the OIM 3. Like I said, it's a step to the right direction. It's not a wildlife-centric camera. And I just wish, I also understand that Pen F also had a flat front, right? But Pen F had a grip, an add-on grip for better handling. Right, I don't understand why OM Digital Solutions never came out with the optional grip. Like people complain that the Nikon ZF also had a flat. It's very uncomfortable, but you can either buy the original grip from Nikon or you can buy third-party grips that can enhance or improve the handling of the camera. And the camera still looks really sleek, and the attachment still looks really cool, right? It can be a wooden attachment as well. So anyway, I'll talk more about OM3 after I've used them a few more times for my shoots. Now, make proper videos to sit down and share more complete thoughts rather than just these quick bursts of initial impressions. I mean, it's only fair that if I want to talk about a camera, I have photographs to show, right? I already talked about my first impression, so nothing changed yet. So in the future, I'll have more things to show. Oh, is the live stream still on? Oh dear. I hope the live stream is still on. Let me see if everything is okay. Can everyone see this fine? Let me just pull this up, pop-up chat. I need to restart the chat because everything is gone. Let me just copy. Let me see if I can do that. No, I can't. I need to restart everything. Let me just give me a moment, guys. Tonight, there's a few technical errors happening tonight, so give me a moment. Paste. Okay. Okay, this should work by now. Okay, there you go. Roman says, I have a Pen F with only 600 shots. It's like a fabric new. I am thinking about selling it and pay half of an M3. Pen F looks so good. I know, right? Those who love Pen F will love Pen F. Yeah, Gary says, and the Olympus Pen F grip is very minimalist. It makes a huge difference with and without the grip. And every time I use the Pen F, I use it with the grip. So yeah. It did hiccup, right? But it's fine. Yeah. Thanks for the update, guys. Thanks. Ho says, Robin, have you ever caught under drizzle outdoors with non-weather sealed gear? Do you keep them in your bag or let them outside? I'll keep them in the bag. But the only other lens that really got a lot of rain that's non-weather sealed is the 45 f1.8 because that's my main head what you call that, talking head lens for my YouTube video, right? So sometimes when I was talking, it started raining, and yeah, I have to go and take off the camera from the tripod, and then after that, I have to go to my camera bag, unzip the bag, and then put the camera and the lens into the bag, right? And by then, the lens would have caught some water. So yeah, yes, I'm still here, right? My goodness, what's wrong with the live stream tonight? Thanks for the update, guys. Appreciate that. Yeah, looks so cool, right? Yeah, I know. Carlos Moya. Oh, okay. My goodness. Carlos Moya is the name of one of the famous tennis players, right? Are you that tennis player, Carlos? This interesting says stream is working. The chat is not working, but it's okay now. So is the chat working okay now? Everything is fine? I'm guessing you guys can chat, right? You can see chats coming in. Yeah, something is off. Anyway. All right. Let me drink some coffee. And water and coffee first. I'll wait for a few more comments. I'll reply to a few more chats, and then we'll call it a night, right? Yeah, it's almost midnight already. And I'm getting hungry. I want to eat some murtabak. I'll go to a nearby mama and get some murtabak. And this is going to make me fatter, right? Yeah. For those of you who have just joined, the current projects that I'm working on, I still have to shoot with this Tamron 90 f2.8 macro. That's the photographs that I'm sharing today, all the macro shots from this lens, but I need a few more dramatic shots or shots with actions, right? Like insects having sex or a spider eating something or something more dramatic. I need those shots. So all the portrait shots, they look nice. Technically, they are great, but I need to be out there a bit more to capture those nice looking shots. So that's one on the project I'm working on. Secondly, I've just received this 2 days ago, the OM3. So the OM3 and the 25 f1.8 Mark II. So this is the project that I have to shoot now also concurrently. Tomorrow I have a portrait session arranged to test this camera as well, OM3. And the third product that I'm working on would be this Brighting Star 50 f0.95. I know, I've said that no autofocus, no go for Robin, right? That's what I said, but we don't have an f0.95 lens for autofocus. So I make exceptions for a very, very specific case. So this is 50 f0.95. You get a true f0.95, which will give you very nice bokeh, shallow depth of field, even shallower than full frame f1.8, right? So yeah, so that's what I'm gonna test tomorrow and in coming few days. And one more lens is coming on the way now from China. I have to test that. I can't tell what lens that is, but that lens will be launched very, very, very soon. So I have limited time to do all these products. I have 4 products, right? Tamron 90 macro, OM3 with the 25 f1.8, Brighting Star 50 f0.95, and a mysterious product that is coming. So I have to finish testing all these 4 products in the next 2 weeks. I don't have a lot of time. In between, I have some small shoots, no big jobs, but I have small shoots. I have to go on location, take photographs, edit the photographs, deliver to clients. That's how I eat, right? Some people assume that I'm doing YouTube full time. I don't know who gave them that idea. I only make 1 video per week, and my videos are not like getting 100,000 views or 1 million views. I'm not doing that well. If every one of my video gets like 1 million views, yeah, maybe I can do full time on YouTube. I can easily get sponsors or get collabs or like even the AdSense or Google Ads will pay me enough, right, to survive. I don't even get 100,000. I get like the most 5,000, 10,000 views per video, and that's not doing really well. I'm considered a small creator, right? So YouTube is not like my main thing. Honestly, my main thing is I am a photographer. I earn for a living, and when I tell people that, I was like, oh, they cannot believe it. They say, well, but you have so many subscribers, you can do full time. No, whatever YouTube is paying me is not enough for me to survive. So I mean, it's a good boost of income. I mean, I'm not complaining. YouTube is actually paying me quite okay, right? But it's not enough. I have to earn my living as a photographer. That's my main income, right? My main revenue from my photography business, and it's supplemented from YouTube. But I'm not gonna lie, YouTube helped me to survive during the pandemic. During those lockdown years, the 2 harsh years of lockdown, and it's not like after lockdown you immediately get jobs, right? So that 2 full years, I survived almost solely on YouTube and contributions and donations from you guys, from all these kind people. So thank you so much for that. I survived because of YouTube, right? But then again, it's not enough for me to like just get by, right? It's just not enough. So anyway, just gonna get back to comments. G3 after that says, I'm looking forward to your thoughts. I've already shared my first impression video. I'm not going to do a full review. I've mentioned this already, but what I do want to do with the camera is actually shoot with it. Use the camera like any other photographers would to actually go out, shoot, get photographs. I'll share those photographs and I'll talk about the product. Yeah. G3 says, I have to jump from stream for work. Exciting. No worries. We're gonna stop soon though. I'm just gonna read off this last few comments. Gary says, I'm glad you have the OM3. It may grow on you or it may not. Either is okay. I will value your insights. No worries. Very kind of YL camera. So I asked them, when is the return date? They said, no return date. I was like, really? That's so nice of them. So I can use the camera as long as I want. But I told them, let's do 2 weeks, because I don't want to take too much of the time, because you have to understand, this is a distributor. This is not OM System Malaysia, right? It's not OM Digital Solutions Malaysia. It's a distributor. They have other parties, other people they work with. I'm not an ambassador anymore. So I said I'll use it for 2 weeks. If I don't have enough time, I will ask for extension. So they agreed on that. So yeah, the most I'll use the Camera Pro is 3 weeks. Kevin says, I wanted a Pen F when I got my EP audit, just couldn't justify the extra price. Well, it has a viewfinder. It has 5.6 IS, right? I think those two things alone and the beautiful looks is definitely, you can justify the price already. Roman says, why can't our system introduce film simulation like Fuji? Was there a reason when you work with them? Because film simulation is just a gimmick. Film simulation, honestly, I don't see anything special in them. And the colors are just, just my honest thought. Yeah. Roman says, I waited till the 3 years and got a Pen F for 680 euros. Original price was just too high. Yeah, I agree. All right, I think we're gonna stop here. Thank you so much, guys, for coming into the live stream. I hope you guys have enjoyed having a conversation with me. Thanks for sharing your thoughts on the Pen F and Pen F Mark II's possibility. And also, I hope you guys enjoyed the photographs that I've shared, the inside macro photographs I've shot with the Tamron 90 f2.8 macro. I will try to get more shots. Maybe in the future I'll share even more shots if I get better shots. But so far I'm very impressed with the lens. And yeah, I will probably write some blog articles about that lens. Not so much of a review. I don't think I have time to make reviews, but I do have time to shoot and grab more shots. So yeah, that's it for tonight. Thank you for coming in, and please go out, take more photographs. I'll see you in next week's live stream. Take care and bye-bye.